The morning sun streamed through the curtains as I woke up, ready for another day of giving back. Today, I was set to donate blood as part of my routine charity work before heading off to a weekend retreat at a friend's cabin. I smiled at myself in the mirror, excitement bubbling within me as I prepared for the day. Packing my bags for the weekend with the boys, I left the house and hopped on my bike, pedaling my way to the hospital where I regularly made my blood donations. The familiar routine always filled me with a sense of accomplishment, knowing I was making a small difference. Entering the hospital, I rode the lift to the 6th floor, anticipating the usual warm welcome from Karen at the reception. To my surprise, a new staff member greeted me and I politely introduced myself. With a smile, I explained my purpose, donating blood for charity. The woman at reception barely acknowledged me, instructing me to fill out a form and take a seat. Curiosity piqued, I asked about Karen, only to learn she had retired and moved back to Spain. Shocked but eager to proceed, I headed to the doctor only to find yet another new face. Dr. Adams, who I typically saw, was nowhere to be found. The new doctor informed me that the usual room was flooded, diverting me to an unfamiliar one. I hesitated, but followed the doctor into the room. Concerned, I inquired about Dr. Adams, only to be told he hadn't shown up for work. I continued with the process as I was excited to get to the cabin for the boys' weekend. I asked the doctor about the incomplete form, but the doctor assured me we could sort out the form later and began preparing for the blood donation. As the cannula pierced my hand and the flushing process began, a sudden fog enveloped my consciousness. Moments later, I awoke, disoriented and panicking. My mouth felt sealed shut. I reached up to my mouth and realized my mouth was stitched closed, and I struggled to comprehend the horror. Attempting to sit up, I tumbled off the bed, realizing my left leg was severed from the knee down. Panic surged, and I attempted to scream, only to feel the stitches tear, blood streaming down from my mouth, ripping my skin apart. A moaning sound caught my attention. I managed to pull myself up with my arms back onto the edge of the bed, and I saw Dr. Adams lying on an adjacent bed, his head separated from his body. I turned to the other bed and locked eyes with Karen, her gaze fixed and eyes stitched open. The new doctor entered the room, unfazed by the scene, holding the form I hadn't completed. With an eerie calmness, the doctor requested my next of kin for notification of my generous organ donation. Terrified and unable to comprehend the nightmare unfolding, I realized my altruistic intentions had led me into a twisted reality, a place of mutilation and horror disguised as a charitable act.